Hey, there's Nancy.
Hello there.
Hello, how are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I am fabulous.
Great.
I just got off the Go Givers. Well, it's not Go Giver Success Alliance. Um, is like reborn again. I think they're just calling it the Go Giver something else, but that's awesome. They call it what, Table for Four, and it's like a networking thing where you go in the room and network for 15 minutes with three other people. And why I bring that up is because um, even though it's people that I've actually met before, because I've been in the group so long, what I do is when I'm on the Zoom, I take a screenshot of each group because you get three groups in a day and send each one of them a card with that screenshot on the front. So I
That's
was
cool.
sending flat cards. So I did the screenshot on the front, and then I put uh, SendOutCards now is letting us add a text block to the front or inside any of the pictures, which I love. And I'm putting hashtag Team Go Giver because we're all in the Go Giver thing. And then on the back of the flat card, I put some flowers. And then on the text side, I just wrote um, like whatever we talked about. Like the last one I just wrote was George McElvray. I can't say his name right. He's in Ireland. And I said, it's great seeing you on the Zoom call this morning, George. And he has a thing on it says George in his name. And then underneath in capital letters, it says rewired, not retired. And I love that.
It's cute.
He's an old guy too, and he's got this class he's doing for lifelong learning and all this. It's awesome. He's got a really cool thing going. So I said I really loved your rewired, not retired thing, and I think that's awesome. And it was great talking to you. And I hope this card finds you having a great day. And that was it. And I did it for everybody that was on there. So I had screenshots of every group I was in. I was in three. So, but I think that's when you're doing an in-person networking event like with BNI or the chamber or whatever you do, you would normally what, collect business cards and send a card to the people that you interacted with. So this is my version of that on a Zoom call. And it's Debbie.
It's me.
How are you?
Crazy time at work. So that's why I haven't been here for a while.
Oh,
So
work.
if anybody knows anybody in Topeka or Northwest Arkansas, I need host families. Just throwing it out there.
Oh, oh, I forgot that's what you do. Yeah, that's got to be hard to find people to do that though, isn't it?
This year has been exceedingly difficult.
Oh, why is it harder than usual?
Um, Couple of things. The political climate right now regarding people who are not from America.
But I mean,
And
they would have the right to be here because they're exchange
I
students or something, right?
Yes, they go home again. They have a
Right.
visa and they go home again, right? And then the other thing is our government, okay, so for one of our kids to get a visa, they have to first be accepted by our program and then accepted by a school. And I've worked that all out. And then the school creates a pre-visa and sends it to them. And then they take that to our American embassy for an interview for a visa
Hmm.
in their country. And that's the way it's been for whatever many years, right? But now our government is requiring underage students, right? I'm talking high school kids,
Yep.
to open up all of their social media to inspection by the embassy before they'll give them an interview date. And in Europe, which is predominantly where I have some Asian kids, I have some South American kids, but predominantly European kids. In
Hmm.
Europe, they have the GDPR, which is the General Data Protection Restrictions. So we're not allowed to give anybody a student's last name, picture, what we can say what country, but not what city they're from. So no way to kind of look them up online and figure out who they are because they're underage kids, right? So so making them open up their social media flies in the face of all the European Union rules about not abusing kids, social media, whatever.
So I wonder
So
what their the
they're looking for,
European Union, how, no, I know, I realize why they're doing that, but
right?
I wonder how the European Union expects other countries to vet people coming in if you can't do that.
Well, look at the European countries and how they're overrun with all kinds. I mean,
Oh,
they're
they have
not
a lot
doing
more
anything.
rules?
No, they have a lot more immigrants and illegal immigrants
Oh, okay.
in their country. The European Union has forced all the EU members to take all these people,
Oh, okay.
and their people are backlashing. So it's a mess. And yeah, so it's been hard. I only have 5 kids left, but school's
Oh, well,
starting.
that's good. Well, that's
Yeah.
good.
Well, yeah, I gotta go. I only have 5 left, but by this time, I don't have any left usually, right?
Oh,
And with school starting. So anyway, Topeka's my big thing right now.
I never
Um,
considered doing that because I was over my head with one kid anyway. But
yeah,
I remember there being an exchange student in my high school,
yeah.
more than one over more than different times. Yeah, one of them was Swedish. I remember that. Yeah.
We've hosted 20, two at a time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, from 16 different countries, and we didn't start hosting till we were empty nesters.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't imagine doing that today, but I'm pretty happy with my level of freedom at the moment.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
So,
matter of fact, just watching Tall, Dark, and Handsome uh have to deal with the school system again. It's
yeah.
is flashback. I'm like traumatized from when it was happening to me.
Well, the nice thing about our program is we have local area representatives who are the
Oh, nice.
go-between. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if the family has any issues with the school, the kid, the whatever, they have somebody boots on the ground that comes
Oh,
over
that's
and says,
nice.
yeah, and I let them
That's
play good
nice.
cop, set
Yeah.
expectations, reset expectations, manage expectations. And when
Yeah.
that doesn't work, they call me. And I am I am Miss Tough Love, bad cop. And I wear it like a badge. I'm good with that.
You know what's funny? I probably because of where I live, you know where I live. You've been here, right?
I have been there.
Right. So like little things, if it's not something they deal with every single day, it creates so much drama here and I don't so the kid,
Yeah.
my kid, went from Lydia to Fen and
Yeah.
then to Alex, right? So I don't know what the Fen thing was, but that's all right. Whatever. Right.
It didn't have two
So
X's in it.
it too, of course it would, right? That's why when I write kid, the kid, because
I know who you're talking about.
I was getting the gender wrong, so I just decided to do kid. I put two D's in honor of the two X's, right? Anyway, I thought why is this a big deal? So the kid was graduating the middle school, going down to high school when that all was going on. So I went down to the school. I said, I haven't agreed to a lot of this change going on because I want to leave the kid the options. I don't want something permanent done. But you know what?
Right.
We're changing the name because you can change your name back. That
Right.
seems like a small thing that we can do to make the kid feel more comfortable in whatever.
Right. Right.
They wouldn't, but I didn't have the paper in my hand at the beginning of school. So they were going to use the other name at the beginning. And I said, oh, we can't do that because I'm counting on the fact that most of these kids, because we have a regional high school,
Right.
never even met this kid. So
Right.
why not just let them think that they're Alex to start with?
Right.
Why include that whole story? Why even bring it in? Just call the kid Alex. What's wrong with that? And
Right.
I said, I'm the mom. You should just take if I say call a kid Alex, call a kid Alex. And they're like, no, we have to have the paperwork and stuff. So the paperwork was on the way. It just hadn't got there yet. so they weren't gonna. We had meetings. We went down there. Oh, it was a
Oh my
drama,
Lord.
and they still weren't gonna. So uh, Alex's doctor said, "I've got a hookup for you," and it was the NAACP. So
Are
the
you
lawyer,
serious?
yeah, the lawyer from the NAACP called the high school and set up a conference call between me, them, and the principal. And we got on the call, and immediately the principal says, we've reconsidered our thing, and the kid's going to be Alex. No
Of course they
discussion.
did.
They
Yeah,
didn't have to do anything. The
right.
NAACP person just swung it around. And that was it. We were all set. But I didn't understand. I wasn't asking for,
Right.
I wasn't
Special
asking for any
special
special
license. Right.
anything,
I mean, how
special
many kids have
training.
an IEP, right? We're not even asking for that.
No. So I just thought that was funny because it's a small gesture that didn't really matter because I could
Right.
change my name to John F. Kennedy if I want to. They let you change your name to whatever you want.
Right.
So to me, that was a small thing, a small concession without committing to cutting body parts off or anything. That
Right.
was a small thing that we could do that would be happy. And
Do you know what? I think you and I had this conversation.
at the
I was
time it was
sitting,
going on, probably.
yes, I was sitting having my tires changed. And I just randomly gave you a call and you're like, oh my God, you're not gonna believe what's going on.
I just thought it was funny that I'm the mom and I can't just
Right.
call down there and say, from this time forward, call my kid Alex. Why does it
I
matter to
mean,
you?
they could have made the mistake by calling it. If you said, well, this is the nickname that the child wants to go by, they
Right.
should be like some people go by their middle name, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, they could still call out the original name
Well,
because
that's
it's
what
on the
my kid didn't
paperwork.
want, and I
Right,
could see his point with that. So
right,
that's right.
right,
Well, and you know what's funny? So my kid ended up being Alex from the day one because of the lawyers,
right.
and then
Funny.
we went through the whole school thing without a lot of drama. And then the kid graduated. The kid got the name called for the diploma on stage with the other name. Everything was fine. The only thing he had to do was I intentionally, when he came home with a problem, I said, I can go down there and help you solve this if you want me to. But the reality is you need to figure this out because having
Right.
your mommy solve your problems isn't a good idea. So he had one of his buddies go with him in the bathroom so that he didn't have a problem with that. So he was
Ah,
using the men's room and he just brought a friend with him, one of his men buddies. So
right, right.
and that solved it. That was not a problem. But lately, this was last year at the school system, there was a big outside picketing and everything over, of course, he's considered trans male because you're male at the end, right? There was a trans female student, and they were picketing over that, but they didn't over my kid. So
A,
they
did
didn't.
they know? And
And B,
Well,
B,
they might, right, they might not have known, but why did it matter if it's
it
it's the
because
climate. It's the
well,
climate.
it's also the possibility of rape.
but
And
that
that's what
but that was true with my kid too.
It's the
no,
climate.
not that no, it's not that your kid wouldn't rape anybody.
No, but there was a possibility of my kid getting beat in the bathroom
Well,
or
yeah,
raped, really.
Hmm. Hmm.
right,
So I
right.
don't
But
see a
but
less
you,
safety issue
no,
there, but
it's not that it's a left safe, it's that your child is not a threat.
neither is this other one that's a girl.
Climate.
I don't
Right,
know. That it's the
right.
perceive, all right, perception is reality, right?
It must be more likely they didn't know about it or something.
Oh,
I'm gonna go with that.
What were you going to say, Maureen? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I think it's the climate. I think all of a sudden in the last 4 to 6 years, transgender has been thrown around so much, and they make these people who are transgender sound like they are vulgar, disgusting creatures, and they're not. They are human beings. They're sweet people, and that's what I think it is. I could be wrong, but I just think it's the climate. I
Right.
think if we were in a different time, if it was a different climate, that this person who's going from one to the other, nobody would care. But right now, that's
Well,
the big
and
thing.
yeah, I don't want this to turn into a political thing because we're all not on the same page, I'm sure. But
Right.
I did want to say that the thing I don't understand, and I've gone over this with Alex before, is why he even brings it up. Why would you? Once
Mm.
he's out of school, once he's just walking around, why would you bring it up? If someone says anything, I'm a boy and my name's Alex. Why even describe yourself as anything else? Because then no
Or
one would
even
ever ask
that,
you.
or even
The only
that, my
time that
name,
would
my
be
name is Alex, right?
right. I mean, the only time it would ever come up is if, or that you would need to tell, is if you knew the other person was going to get in your pants. Other than that, it's nobody's business. But
I agree.
yeah,
I
I
agree.
said to him, why do you feel the need to tell? Why don't you just be what you wanted to be and just be the end of it? But anyway, I see both points there. I just thought it was funny they were picking it down at the school. I'm like, why bring it up? So that the other students that didn't know anything about it now know. Why
Mhm.
make a big deal? So, but anyway, so how many of you guys are in networking, like either BNI or the chamber? I don't you do BNI, Debbie, or no?
I did for many, many, many years. I did.
So what did you do when you followed up with people in person when you met them? Did you do a card or what did you do?
Um, well, with BNI, you usually do a one-on-one.
Right?
So you set up, you go out for coffee or lunch or something, and then
Oh,
follow up
okay.
that way. Yeah.
Yeah. But so,
Of course, at every meeting with BNI, you pass around your business card.
hmm
Well, there's a business card box, and it gets passed around, and you can look through it. If you don't have somebody's card, you can grab it.
oh,
But
okay.
I would do something specific. I would print up. With me, it's exchange students, right?
hmm
So I would print up a little flyer of the kid that I was featuring that week, kid or kids that we're featuring that week. And then when it's your turn to get up, you split your thing in half and you send them, and everybody takes one and passes it
Oh,
around.
okay.
So you get it's immediate right on the spot, and people either take one or don't take one depending on what they want.
I
But if
just mean no
somebody
matter no matter what, I have sent cards to people I meet or interact with.
right, no, I
And
think
that's
that's a
not
great
something
idea.
that that's not something that I thought that was maybe standard practice over there.
No, because you do it right then and there. You pass out your
Well, no,
card.
it's not about them getting your information. That's not, I know they do it right there,
Right.
but following up is what
Okay.
I'm
So there, because people at BNI, because you're there every week with the same people. So when there's
right,
a guest or a new person, then yeah, I would get their information, and I follow up. I'm more of a straight up, like eye contact. Like I make a phone call
right,
or set up an appointment to meet with them face to face. Send out cards wasn't around back then.
right.
And then yeah, so I would be more in but now that I'm not in one place all the time, send out cards is working out very well for me.
The reason I asked because I was just you probably heard me say that I was just on the Go Givers. They have a new incarnation of that whole thing, and we were on. It's called Table of Four, which is a networking situation. Everybody at that meeting I already knew because of the other Go Giver Success Alliance thing, but it didn't. That doesn't matter to me. I have rules in my life. I'm sure you're shocked. And one of them is if they came in contact with me today, they're getting a card in the mail. So what I did for that particular one, because it was Zoom, is I took a screenshot and I sent them our screenshot. And on the back, it was a flat card. I put some flowers that I just grabbed off of Facebook and then said something about what we talked about during the networking thing. Now, I don't do it all the time. That was a networking thing. Like, I haven't done it for this group every week. You know what I mean? Or something like that. But something, even though I do know all those people, I know that I haven't seen them in a year and something. So they haven't gotten a card from me in a year and something. So I do that. Do. I said do. That's not good. Do.
Well, I mean, you're
You
on.
know, this big, tall man, tall, dark, and handsome. He says do. He doesn't. I'm sorry. It's
Because
because Jaden, right? Jaden repeats everything. So he has to say do because I gotta tell you, Jaden says it all in one thing. Uh he says uh no, he says, oh shit, don't swear. And then he says, good boy, or something like that. Oh shit, don't swear, good boy, all in one thing.
How
So
old is he?
13, but he's autistic, real,
Oh,
really
okay.
autistic, right? So
Okay.
I think at school probably they say, don't swear if he says, oh shit, or something. So he's
Right.
got the whole thing though.
That's funny.
that is funny.
Oh, that's funny. Anyway, so how about Maureen, have you done that too? Like gone to a networking event or online?
No, I haven't been to a networking event in many, many years because number one, I can't afford them. Um, but what I used to do is when I would do a
Wait,
vendor
where were
show,
you going where it was a cost to it?
the one that I was going to was, I think it was called Women Helping Women or something.
Oh, and they
It
had a
was
big
here
expense to it?
and it was $30 a week.
No, that's a lot.
Yeah,
Hey,
so then
That's more than
BNI is
BNI,
super expensive. Is
That
yeah,
is,
so
yeah.
then and then we would meet at a restaurant and then we'd have to pay for our lunches. So
Yeah.
I ended up stopped going, but recently what I've done is when I started doing vendor shows again, I walked around and I got everybody's business card.
Oh, perfect.
And then I went to that W site
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
YouTube doesn't like. And then I got, because it would have a phone number on it, I could put their phone number in
I'll
and
put it
get
in
their
the
ad.
comments, Debbie, because we
okay.
can't,
Because you see me going,
we're not
Yeah.
saying it out. Well, no, what am I doing? I didn't mean to share screen, to do the chat box. Uh, for some reason, YouTube flagged the video and took it down because we were talking about, I'm going to put it in the comments.
okay, I'm looking.
Uh, you
Are
got
you
it?
serious?
Yeah.
Mm.
So we don't say that out loud anymore. They said we were di divulging personal information. So
Oh, I thought it was like a racist thing, maybe.
no.
Okay.
This is like a phone book.
Right.
With
No, I'm familiar.
yeah,
I've used it
yeah.
forever.
Yeah, right. So, but
That's
anyway, right.
crazy.
I said, keep
So,
going, Maureen. Sorry.
I would go around to every table and I'd get a business card. And then, I would take a picture of their table or if Sean came with me, he'd do it for me. And then I would go to that site because there's a phone number on the card. I could put the phone number in and make sure
Oh,
that I got the
reverse.
exact
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
And then I would send them a card and I would mention something from their table. Or if they were
Mm.
my neighbors or somewhere around me and we had a conversation, I'd mention something in the
Yeah, I think
conversation.
that's smart to do that so that they don't think you're just random sending a card to everybody the same. It's personal and they know you paid attention to them, I think.
Yeah, and
Okay. This
that's
this
what
is where I have a note. Before send out cards, I used to do this kind of stuff. And
Yeah,
if we talked about something and I saw an article in the
yeah.
newspaper, a magazine or something,
You
or
cut
even
it
was
out and
on the
send it.
web, or I'd print it out and I would send it to them. So it's now it'd be so much easier to do that. Gosh, thank you for that
Well, but
idea.
if you see an
and
article about them or something now, you could screenshot it, put it in the card. Yeah. Go ahead, Maureen. Sorry.
Exactly.
or you could even send them an act, and then if they wanted a copy of the card, they could request the card from you
Oh,
because
that's
they
right.
might
That's
not
right.
want. Yeah, I mean, you never know.
Yeah, and there would be more immediate too, the acts. I got to do more of those. I'm so good with my consistency on the 10 cards a day. The acts I'm not as good
No,
because I don't have
Right.
a rule yet. I got to have a rule of how many per day. So I've got to just start with one a day and then
right.
and build because that's how I did the other one. I got to do it. Got to do it.
Yeah.
Um, do you mind if I show you what ones I'm? Oh, matter of fact, look at this one. Kathy Drabinski. She's been on before, but she has the best ideas for this stuff. This is a promo card for the ACT cards, which is the digital cards. This is she sent, and it says Shine digital ACT cards, only $10 monthly, unlimited, no contract, no postage, no wait. And then it has her QR code and her name and phone number. On the back, it says digital cards unlimited, $10 monthly. Sit, stay, call me. I'll help you fetch and send digital cards. Isn't that
Sweet,
cute?
sweet.
That's cute.
And then delivered by text or email. And it has her. And she's using like take the background off and putting herself on the front and back, which is smart because that's branding herself. But that is
Yes.
a very nice promo card for the ACT thing, I think.
Hmm.
Very nice. And the other two that I'm sending right now, my 10 a day include, I don't have one of the examples that I'm because I'm doing three different cards, three different lists right now. The customer list one is the one I don't have an example of because one hasn't come back. It's when your products expire, your makeup products expire. And then I'm on the back holding up a glimmer stick and it says something like uh you know that chart. I just Google searched and got the chart where it says don't keep lipsticks more than 5 years or whatever it says, right? I put, I know that's what I put on one side, and on the other, I've got me holding a glimmer stick and something about some other makeup tips on there. But the other ones I'm doing right now is I have a small selection of Skin So Soft products on hand, and I keep taking pictures of it. This is my current selection. Actually, one of these is gone already. Um, and then on the back, I've got me and a thing that just says Skin So Soft on hand, has my address and stuff, has my text number to arrange for contactless pickup available. And then it says the forms of payments I have. It says, uh, your Avon lady, Lisa Wilber, but it also says, or, and my URL. So if someone's getting this and doesn't want to come here and pick up some stuff on hand, they can just order it. But I'm sending these, on SendOutCards in the database, I sorted by zip code, my own zip code, and I'm randomly sending them to people in my own zip code. And it's funny because I'm only doing what, three or four a day? Three or four a day. And but I do 10 cards total, right? And I'm working three lists. So if you divide it out, some days it's three, some days it's four. But I've already done now dozens and dozens off of this big list. So I have all of these names from my own town, and I've already sent out dozens and dozens of that card. So to me, it's not just about the Skin So Soft I'm selling. It's another way for them to go, oh yeah, she sells Avon, or oh yeah, I might want something else. Oh
Hmm.
yeah, she's still around, whatever it is. But it's a flat card, right? That's the front and the back of it. But I wanted to put me on there so they had some point of reference here in case they remember me. Um, the reason I have so many from my town in my contact manager, there's a bunch of reasons, but um, anyone that I get their name, address, and phone and stuff, it goes in there. So those 20 years that I ran for state rep, most of that time I was doing send out cards because I've been doing send out cards 16 years.
Wow.
Because I'm a third party candidate, I had to get signed petitions, 150 of them every time that I ran. I saved all them in the database because it had their address on them and stuff. And so there's a whole bunch of those, hundreds of those people from my own town. Also, I've done three plays with the community theater. all the people that try out, all the people that were actors, all the backstage people, they're all in there. And then people that went to school, like when the kid went to school, the friends and their parents. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of reasons people in town have bought Girl Scout cookies from us. There's just a whole bunch of reasons that they might have been in there. And a lot of them don't necessarily get contacted a lot by me. So I thought, oh, this would be a good way. I'll print the list and I'll send first to people I know I haven't sent to in a long time. So that's what I'm doing, 3 or 4 cards a day. And I just wanted to explain that because it adds up quicker than you might think. I mean, now I'm all of a sudden got dozens of
And
cards.
this is the ACTs you're doing?
No, I'm doing regular cards.
Oh, okay.
This
Because
one.
I didn't even realize that I upgraded and have free unlimited.
Yeah, oh, you could, well, the ACT, I could do that, but I
Right,
actually want them to have an actual card for this. I
right.
want it to be in their mailbags and actually have an actual card for this. So, that's how I'm doing it, but it's hitting people that I I didn't I didn't have a reason to contact very often before. Because they signed a petition for me 10 years ago, I didn't necessarily contact them for any other reason lately. So I'm still in town and I'm still doing Avon here. And then the other card I've got going is the recruiting card for Avon. And I'm past my requirement, but if you're listening to this and you're an Avon leadership representative, you only have 9 campaigns left to get your 3. You have to have 3 qualified recruits. Did you know that, Debbie? Oh, you're not in. You
No,
don't have an account. Okay.
no,
You have an account
no.
anyway.
I buy from you.
Oh, that's right. What am I thinking? I'm sorry. Um, they came out with a requirement a year ago or something that you have to have 3 only, and they have to do a 75 first or second order to count. And you only
Okay,
needed
so these are
3.
not leadership, they're just customers.
No, as a leadership representative myself, I have
You
to put
need
on 3 first
reps.
generation new recruits
Okay.
to continue to be in leadership.
Wow.
So you had a year and a half though for 3. If you're
Okay.
not doing 3 in a year and a half, I mean, are you really even doing this? Are you
You're
really?
just collecting the paycheck at that
That's
point.
right.
Yeah.
And they go through, I'm sure when you were on, they've had requirements off and on over the years for the number of personal recruits. And then right now we just happen to have 3. So make sure that you're doing something. And just sending these cards out to my prospect list, I've now got 14, I think. And you had to have, the thing is that you have to have way more than the 3 you need because of the $75 first or second order. Because some people sign up and don't do anything.
Right.
You can't just get 3 to sign up and go, well, there we go. We're all. So whatever you've got for a prospect list, and I love Maureen that has she's got an old list from the district manager. I would be working the crap out of that because why not?
I
Right.
have. I really, really have. And I think I've gotten 1 card back so far.
Hmm.
But yeah,
But see, that's valuable too because it takes it off your list.
yeah.
Then you cleaned your list. But mine right now just has become an Avon ambassador day. I haven't been using the word ambassador because I don't care, but right. But I want it to match what they find when they go online to sign up. So I did change it on this to match because I don't want to say representative to a non Avon person and then them be confused when they go online and see ambassador. So I did change it, but it has the sign up link that I bought on GoDaddy, which is jointhelipsticklady.com. And that forwards to the page where you sign up on my Avon personalized website. And then I keep changing these pictures to be relevant to what we're offering now. I need to change this necklace pretty soon because that's a few campaigns back. On the back, I wanted to put a picture. This you can't see me good, but this is at one of the conventions where they had the big letters in the hall, and that's me behind it. And I just put some stuff like we always used to do on the little flyers. up to 50% commission profit, join for $0, no fees, no minimums, that kind of stuff. And then my contact information. But the thing that I've been getting the most business from is the last sentence on here says, looking to purchase Avon instead, go here, and it has my URL to buy. Now, my list has hundreds of people on it. I want to make sure, hey, they may not want to sign up right now for whatever reason, because they didn't want to sign up yet. They've been on the list for a long time. But getting the card and seeing the new stuff, they may go, oh, you know what? I may not want to sell, but I'll buy something.
There you
And I
go.
want to make sure they have every option to do that.
And here's mine.
Oh, I like that. I like the pink background. Let me be your Avon lady. I like that.
I don't see it.
And then
Hold
on the
hold
back,
on.
it says, Maureen DeGregory, and I did the same thing, independent Avon ambassador, my email, my phone number, my website, contact me to buy or sell, and I've got my QR code.
That's awesome. Oh, I should find a way to get my QR code on there. That is a good point. Oh, you know what? I should take out one of the products and put the QR code in there.
Mm.
That's a good idea. Awesome. That's
Now,
very good.
the QR code doesn't have to be very big. So on the back
No.
side, you've got a lot of margin space, white on either side. It could
Well,
be
the only
there.
problem is on a flat card, they have a little QR code. So
Oh, yeah. You
it's
don't want
gotta
to,
be,
yeah.
right, it's gotta be either bigger, different, like hers is different, round,
Oh,
or
cool.
or I was thinking on the front or something.
Very
So
cool.
it's gotta be something other than that little, or I not use a flat card. If you use a two panel, then their little QR code is on the back of the two panel at the bottom. It doesn't interfere with stuff like it does on the flat card.
Right.
So,
That's good to know. I didn't realize that.
hey, do you send like to your families that do agree to be a host family, maybe a check-in card or can you send?
Two, yeah,
Go ahead.
2 to 3 times a year, I get with the student and I say, send me your favorite photo that's been taken thus far with your family and tell me what you love best about your family. And then I make a card based on that.
Oh, that's what I was gonna
So
say
I
because
I
that sounds like a
usually do
brilliant
it
thing. Yeah.
Thanksgiving, Valentine's, and at the end
Oh,
of the
nice.
school year. And so I had a family, um, they told their rep, this is in Arkansas, told the rep, I love the cards that she sent me, and the latest one's got such a great picture on it. And then a week later, she said, my dog ate the card. And she was
Ah,
in tears.
oh
I
no.
said to my rep, bing, 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 I just resent it. Right? So
I
no
love
need to
that part.
cry. We can
Yeah.
fix that. And then the other thing I've been doing, because it's end of the year, the 3 panel is not any more expensive than the 2 panel.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
so I did the same thing. Okay. So the front has the picture of them. You open it, that flap has the kid and whatever they're saying. Then you open it up, and then I've got I can't remember what's in the middle. It's another photo, but on either side is a mini bio of the 2 kids that need a host family.
Oh, that's a good
Mm.
idea. Oh,
Yeah, it hasn't
Ooh,
worked
that's
yet, but I've done that.
oh yeah, but anything that you're doing that
Yes.
way, it
No, and
takes
they
the
look
quantity. Yeah,
great. They look great. The other thing
that's
I've
awesome.
showed you that I do recipes, right?
Yeah.
Like I'll put the picture on the front and then, put the recipes on the inside. I'm trying to think what else. Just whatever I can do to like hit them. But I think that 3 times a year really, so at Thanksgiving, it's usually like a back to school or a Halloween picture. And at Valentine's Day, it's usually like where they're all in the same pajamas, like a really good
Oh, yeah.
memory, right? And then at the end of the year, often it's their graduation photo with them with the
Oh,
family, and that's the
yeah.
whole front cover. Those puppies go up on the fridge, okay?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I
That's
just want
awesome.
them thinking about it and all the good memories, because there's not
Yes.
always, it's
Yeah,
not just
yeah.
a teenager, it's somebody else's teenager.
Right.
So,
Right. No, that's
but I'm,
brilliant. That's brilliant.
hey, I try.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
So,
when you're saying that, I'm trying to think of what else, if there's more people that I have interaction with like that, because I kind of do that with the play people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Well, and
send
you,
them a picture of them at rehearsals.
right. And I sent you that poem, right, that I wrote about the
Oh,
seasons.
yes.
And that's just because I've had that in my journal for, I don't know when I wrote that, but a long time ago. And I thought, you know what good is it sitting in a journal? People that I care about, I think that they should know that I'm thinking about them, right?
Mhm.
And that my dad, oh my sweet dad, he calls and he was talking about all these different things. And then when he hung up, 10 seconds later, he called me back. He goes, "Oh, yeah. And the reason I called you was to tell you I love that poem and the photo." And my wife just reminded me that that was why I called.
That was why I called. Oh, that's
So,
pretty good.
yeah, I just sent, oh, I want to tell you too that I have sent a couple of things overseas and they've been well received as well. So,
And then I love that. Like I just sent one of those guys on that Zoom call with the Go-Givers from Ireland, and it didn't cost me more to send it because I had
yeah,
the card
don't,
sends.
Mhm.
don't say it out loud.
Why?
They might figure it out.
Oh, well, they SendOutCards has offered that all along. If it's part of your
Mhm.
subscription, that
Okay.
it's included. The international postage is included. I know.
Well,
You
I've
know,
been using it, so
I got a card yesterday from Australia,
Oh,
and it
nice.
cost them $4.10 to send that card to me.
yeah. Last time when whenever I go, I travel overseas once a
You
year.
say $4.10? Oh,
Mhm.
sorry. Wow. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Debbie.
No, I travel overseas once a year and I take address labels, 3 across, 10 down, so 30. 30 people
Mhm.
make my list, right? And I'll go and buy postcards and I'll spend one afternoon in a cafe or a pub writing all my postcards, but the labels are already on there for who's getting them. And in Italy, I went to the post office. They wanted €5 per
Wow.
postcard to mail them. Five
Wow.
euros. That's like what? Almost $6, right?
Yeah, that's a lot.
And and I'm like, no, thank you. So Portugal was the same thing. And also their postal system was not great. We were just there this year. And so in America, they had these really cute, like Cinco de Mayo um,
Hmm.
stamps. So I put those on and mailed them from, I was in Memphis. I mailed them from Memphis, right? And they're
Well,
like,
just
oh,
think
cute
now.
stamp. They're like, oh, really cute stamp. Like they're looking from Portugal and they go, wait a minute. They're mailed from Memphis. Wait.
Well, and just think now you don't even have to do that. No matter where you are, you can just use the app or whatever you want.
Right, 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 right.
That's awesome. Yeah, I
Yeah,
used to
because then
work.
I can take a picture of me in the subway car or the street car, and then it's a real postcard, like not just a bought one.
Yeah, when we were on a cruise, I'd been using send out cards for a while, and the Hubers were showing me that they were making cards on send out cards instead of buying postcards at the port and trying to
Right?
figure it out and send them and all that stuff. And how did I not make that connection before that? I don't know. But immediately once I heard the idea, I'm like, well, why wasn't I doing that? And started doing that because not only the postcards were way more personal, because I could take a picture of me and Grammy and the kid or something and put it on the
Right.
postcard rather than just a stock picture from who knows where at the port. So yeah, well, a lot less
And
work.
question, those flat cards, they're in an envelope, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's why I like them better than a postcard.
Right.
Gets machined and it's smaller
Right.
than this,
And
right?
limited size of what you can
Limited
put.
size and it's
Yeah.
small. So
Right.
I rarely send postcard. I usually send flat card. I think I send more of these than almost any other thing. The other one I would do a lot of would be the 3 panel, but
Yeah.
I think Maureen convinced me why my selection at the moment is flat card because I was doing too many 3 panels in a row. So my customer were getting 3 panel, 3 panel, 3 panel, and she was saying keep it interesting by doing a different thing. So I went from 3 panel to flat card.
Makes
And that
sense.
makes sense. Makes perfect sense to change it up like that.
See, and I've been doing that with the groups, like for their birthdays, I'll send a 3 panel. Like we just did Christmas in July, so I sent a 3 panel. But their thank you cards, if I get a card from them, I do a thank you card. That's a 2 panel. Um, I just did one where it's got a baby giraffe on the front, and it was just a thinking of you kind of card. Because if they send me a thank you card for something I've sent them, I don't want to send them another thank you card. So I sent the baby, with a baby giraffe or a baby sloth, or maybe I'll do something different, but it'll be a flat card. Um, and that's how I mix it all up. I just keep changing up, but birthdays are definitely 3 panel, always 3 panel, except for a guy. Haven't figured out yet for men 3 panels, so men are just 2 panel.
The men.
Yeah, because
They're hard to
for
figure out though, aren't they?
for because for women, I put I'll put a birthday crossword, and then in the middle will be like a yearly goals for the year, and then I'll do a Chat GPT writes me a monthly birthday poem. So those are my three in panels in the middle. So, and I don't necessarily think a guy is going to want the poem, and
Right, right.
you know,
I can
so
see how that would be.
so I
Yeah, I
just do
think
2 panel.
the other thing is when you're interacting with someone and you don't have their information, and of course we all know the website we're talking about there. Another choice is like on the Go Giver call, I was just on there. I've met this one man on here before. I somehow didn't have his information, my contact manager. He didn't say enough when we were talking. I thought I had it because I knew him already. He didn't say enough, like where he was calling from or any of that stuff, for me to get enough to look him up. So uh, I think sometimes you have to sit there and go, well, what is a way that I could get that? And I realized, well, wait a minute, we're on Mighty Networks with GoGiver. So I'll go on the Mighty Networks Go Giver site thing, and they have member profiles. And I'll see if this Steve guy happened to fill out his profile, and he did. So it even had the mailing address and his birthday. So I got everything I needed from that. So I think sometimes you
Interesting.
just have to, uh, the thinking has to. Lately, I've been having this big epiphany about I haven't been I look at things and think the solution has to be one way, and then I can't figure out why I can't find the solution. And then it dawns on me, what I really want is to solve this problem, whatever it is. It doesn't matter how I solve it, it's this problem I want solved. So I've been trying to be a little more where this came up, by the way, is when the boys were up here for school vacation, when we went back to Yonkers, Ty forgot Jaden's medication. Now, at first, what I thought the problem was I needed the medication to be from where, New Hampshire, to Yonkers. I needed that to happen. So I'm spending all this time trying to get an overnight service, which there isn't anymore. The Postal Service doesn't even offer overnight service anymore. Did you know that? Right? Because the kid has to have the medication every day and he had none. So I thought the problem was get the medication from where to Yonkers. And the more I struggled with how I was going to do that, I couldn't get it out, all that stuff, the more it dawned on me, maybe I wasn't looking at this right. What was the real problem wasn't getting the medication from where to Yonkers. The real problem was getting Jaden medication today. That's really what he needed, right? So we ended up driving back here, all three of us together, and got it. And then he had the medication that same day. And then we just stayed another night and drove back down. So it might have cost me more than overnight service, but not likely because that's a lot anyway. But I hadn't even thought about driving. I thought about driving back and driving back myself, back and forth. That still wouldn't have solved the problem unless he
Right.
came with me. And it took me a while to sort that out for somehow. And that happened again with them guys because we're wanting to do stuff, right? But it's dawned on me only like 3 days ago that Jaden can't fly. Now, Ty doesn't agree with me on this. He thinks if it's a short plane ride, he would be able to. But the reason Ty thinks that is because Ty doesn't fly. And I said, no, it's not going to matter how short along the flight is. I don't believe at this stage of the game that Jaden can stand still in the TSA line, not have a reaction to them touching him and all that, go through by himself and be quiet and still on the plane. I don't think that's skills he has right at the moment. So we just have to realize flying's out right now. Flying is just out unless we don't take him with us and have somebody watch him. So right at this moment, flying's out. And I think once I realized the problem wasn't what I thought it was, I'm doing better at solving them. You know what I mean? Because we can go plenty of places without flying. It just takes a different approach. And I was just trying to solve the problem of him flying. And I don't think that's a problem that I can solve. That's not something that's solvable. Does that make sense? What were you going to say, Debbie? I can tell you were going to have a contribution there.
Yeah, I'm trying to look because there's a great book. It's called Crucial Conversations. And it's a book that we read as a group at work. And one of the things that it talks about is the conundrum of either or. Like we think that it either has to be this or it has to be that. And that's called the loser's proposition, right? Because it's never either or. There's always a workaround. There's always another way to do that. And that's exactly what you're doing is like, okay, so the problem's not I can't find an overnight service. It's that we just need it today. It could have been calling the local pharmacy or calling the doctor and having them do
Oh,
a prescription right
yeah,
where
we
you
went
are.
there. Right. We
Yeah,
went there, but unfortunately, what he's taking is an opioid for violent behavior, and they
right,
won't do that because so many people are scamming the system and selling the pills. So
right,
we
right.
went
But so
there. We
but you
went,
found it,
we
you
went
found
there.
another way to do it and you found
Right.
to make it a family event. So it wasn't like one person was, doing all the work, pulling
Well,
the whole
and that
load.
wouldn't, and if I was willing to drive back and forth and I felt bad dragging him, but if you think about it, that wouldn't have solved the problem because I
If
couldn't
you
have
had
made
stayed
it up
overnight.
here. Well, I couldn't have made it up here and back in the same day. So
Right.
then he still wouldn't have had the medication in that day.
Mm.
So, right. So yeah, it's problem solving is what we've been doing all along, but sometimes I think I've been too narrow with what I was thinking. I'm going to look that book up because that's
Great book, highly
yeah.
recommended. And also, I don't know if you guys are, if you're readers, or I've stopped reading books and start listening to them because I can be doing all the chores I don't do when I'm working while I'm reading or driving. But it is available on Libby, which is a free library app,
Oh, nice.
um, and the audiobook, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to actually buy it. You can listen to it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? With send out cards, lots of times when I'm problem solving something else, like for example, how to promote the play or how to get people in attendance or how to get people to try out for it. Um, I sit here and always go, well, you know what? You know what works over at my Avon business is the send out card thing. How can I get that to help me with this problem? So, I mean, send out cards is one of those things like it's a tool in my toolbox.
You
It's just
know,
one of those things that I can use for almost anything.
there is another great book, and I use one of its principles all the time in anything, whether I was working with a nonprofit organization or like I'm working now with the students, and it's called The Naughty Rule, right?
Oh, the naughty rule.
I remember
Yay!
when we used to talk about
I
that,
have a
what, 20
naughty
something
rule.
years ago, right? It's your book. It's your book. I tell them all about your book. And they'll say, like, well, because okay, so these posters that talk about hosting, right? I tell them to go into a bathroom of for example, we've got a Thai kid, find Asian restaurants, go in the bathroom, take your flyer, put it in a sheet protector, use, packing tape, clear packing tape, and put it on the wall on the inside of the door. I go and make it low enough so they can read it while they're sitting there. Because when they clean the bathroom,
They don't
they
ever go out
push
the door.
they push the door open and they clean the bathroom, right? And I go,
I
you got a
love that.
captive audience and whatever. And they're like, is that legal? And I go, number 7 naughty rule. If you're not getting kicked out of some places, you're just not trying hard. And then the other thing is all the flyers they put up have my contact name on it and my phone
Oh,
number so that they
yeah.
can't get in trouble. It can't be like, oh, so-and-so is doing this. They're like, who's this
Oh,
Debbie
and
Sorensen
you're like
person?
me. You get a call and go, "Oh, what was that wrong? I am so so. I had
No,
no
I go
idea."
like this. I go, where? I'm in North Carolina. That's weird.
I can play stupid good. I can.
Mhm.
Yeah,
What are they
I'm
going to
very good.
do? What are they going to do? Take
Right,
it down and throw it away? They've probably already done that.
right.
But
I
I
love
do
that.
say, well, there is a $500 referral fee if you can find me a family. And they're like, what? I go, yeah, read that flyer one more time. I told my boss, I go, until I get a restraining order, I don't stop.
Oh,
That
no
should be
one's
rule
gonna go
number
to
8.
all that, hopefully. I
No,
suppose
and
some
that's why
parent would. Right,
they might say no, but they just don't have enough information. That's all.
right,
Yeah.
right.
We took a quick trip to California. Um, Monday, drove down Monday, drove back home on Tuesday. And I was thinking I brought my books and I left my books in a few places, but I have expired books, so I have all my stickers. And Sean says to me, "You're going into the bathroom and you're going to leave a book?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going in the bathroom and I'm going to leave a book." And he's like, "Oh, I never thought of that." And he's like, "But it's AM and AM PM. Are you sure that's okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And all they're going to do is throw it away if they don't want it.
Right.
Right. It's not a
Yeah.
pro yeah, Ty was saying, do you know that book you leave in the lobby of his building? He said lots of times they just took it and used it to prop the door open so they don't have to do the thing. And I said, that's not my problem. I don't I don't know what happens to these seeds I plant. My job isn't to maintain the seeds. My job is to plant the seeds.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
planting the seed. That's my job. What happens to the seeds after that? That's why I'm planting so many of them. You don't see
Mm.
Johnny Appleseed going, I wonder what happened to that one seed I put over there. He doesn't
There's
do
a
that.
scripture verse about that. There's a scripture verse. It says,
Oh,
some fall by the wayside, some get choked by weeds, but some grow up. Right. And our job is not to worry about it. It's just to keep sowing those seeds. So there you go.
Yeah.
oh,
Did
Yeah.
you know you're living by biblical principles, girl?
I'm gonna laugh so hard. I spent 20 minutes yesterday looking for that big card, the autograph card.
Did you
I
find
still
it
want you to,
finally?
yeah, I found it. I still want you to bring the other one.
Okay.
Guess where it was?
Did you pack it already?
It was in the trip folder. The trip folder for the trip that we're
Or
talking about. Oh,
no.
gee.
Like right where it
You know
was
what I was
supposed to
thinking
be.
of? And I was thinking about that when because I think you messaged me Tuesday and I just answered very quickly and I was like when I woke up yesterday morning I was like I really need to message Lisa because I don't even know if I answered her because I woke up 4 a.m. Monday morning, drove to California, went to 4 different cities. I think we were in Oceanside and El Cajon and Lakeside and San Diego. And then Tuesday morning we get up. I wanted so badly to see the ships. So Sean used to live in San Diego, so he's like, I know the perfect place. So he took me down to see the ships, but they've done so much construction that there's no place really to get close to the ships
Oh,
anymore. Even going over the Coronado Bridge,
Mm.
and it was a little foggy. So then I was like, I want to see the beach. And he's like, I got the perfect place. Well, by the time all the he takes me to see everything, I'm like, I just want to go home. I'm starting to get tired. And he's like, all right. So we had to drive home. So when I jumped on the call, we were
Oh, yeah.
driving from California. And so then when you messaged me, I said to Sean, I said, just tell her yes, it's fine, yes.
Oh.
And he's like, do you even want to know what it is? I'm like, no, just tell her yes, it's fine.
So
Fine.
I sent myself one. Scott Easterday said, send one to Maureen. She's closer to Utah and she's likely to get it before you will. And he was right. So
Yep.
I've got one coming here and one coming to your house, even though now I've got one here.
Yep. So so then when I woke up yesterday, I said to Sean, I don't know what I said to Lisa. And he says, you said yes, it's okay. Of course, do it. And I looked at it and I was like, okay, so I better explain to her. And then I realized when I texted you back yesterday, I never explained to you. I
Oh,
just apologized. So yeah, so it was like a very quick
I
trip
didn't
and
even
my
want to tell
body
you
is still
I found it.
recuperating.
I didn't even want to tell you I found it. It was like I'm a dodo,
No, I figured
not a
it was probably in
doo-doo,
your
a
suitcase.
dodo.
Mine is sitting up here. Mine's on my shelf up here because that's the only place I can have it that I won't lose it. And if I lose it, I have an extra one coming in the mail from Lisa.
Well, Debbie, I've got a whole pile of stuff to go in my defense, including pom-pom headbands and wild glasses. And wait,
Are
I'm
you
all Crocs all the time, right? All Crocs all the time. Because I evidently could care less about fashion in any way. These are the ones I'm
Wait,
wearing to
oh, I love it.
I love them.
Crocs, barefoot, whatever.
Right. These are because barefoot's really out at this point. But I have matching glasses that match my Crocs.
I
So
love those.
they're gonna see me coming from a mile off.
I cannot wait. I woke up this morning and I said, I'm going to see my friends soon.
Oh,
Like I'm
that's
going
gonna
back
Aw,
be
to school.
fun.
I'm going to see my friends soon.
Yeah, that's the Avon convention is next week in
Next week,
Vegas. So
next
we're
in
all
Tuesday,
Vegas. Oh, such good
yeah,
memories.
they're coming
yeah.
to
Oh,
see
well,
me.
watch my wall because I'm on a mission to take like a million pictures. So the ones that can't go, I want them to feel like they
Oh,
went.
I'll be right
What
So
back. I want to
what
show you.
hotel?
I'll
the
be right back. I know it.
Cosmopolitan.
Oh, crap. It's 11. Never mind. I was going
We
to show you
haven't.
what Sean bought me real quick, but it's already 11.
Oh, okay. It's Debbie, the Cosmopolitan. We haven't been there for anything Avon yet, so this will be a new
No.
adventure.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome. Okay, I'll wrap it up. Sorry. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to put this up on YouTube. Thank you for co-hosting, Maureen. Always appreciated. And thank you, Marion and
Thank
Nancy
you.
and Debbie. Thank you for coming on. And
Good to
I'll
see you
put this
guys.
if you have any issues that you want me to help you with, check the group. I'm putting up a gift a day, highlighting a gift a day lately. But if you have any issues that you need help with on there, I'm not saying I know the answers, but I could find somebody who does. So anyway, thank you. I love and appreciate you all, and we will
Good to
see
see
you
you.
later.